My friends keep asking why I'm with you, she admitted. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder too. I stopped making her wonder, packed my bags and disappeared, leaving a note. Now you and your friends can wonder together why you're alone. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I've been lurking here for ages, but this is my first post. I need to get this off my chest because it's been a wild ride, and honestly, sharing it might help someone else spot the red flags earlier than I did. I'm 28M, and this all went down about a year ago with my ex, Emma, 26F. We met in college, and things seemed solid at first. But looking back, the cracks were there, mostly thanks to her circle of friends who always acted like they knew better about everything, including my relationship. To set the scene, I work as a software developer, steady job, good pay, nothing flashy but reliable. Emma was finishing her marketing degree when we started dating, and I supported her every step. I mean, really supported her. I remember turning down a promotion that would have required relocating because she had this internship lined up in our city that she swore was her big break. I paid for most of our dates, helped with her student loans, even covered rent on our shared apartment for a few months when she was between jobs. I wasn't keeping score. I just loved her and wanted us to build something real. We'd been together 4 years, living together for 2. I thought we were heading toward engagement. I'd even started saving for a ring. But her friends, man, they were a piece of work. Let's call them the squad. 3 women she'd known since high school, all single or in messy situationships, constantly posting about living their best life on social media. They'd make snide comments at group hangouts, like eyeing my casual jeans and saying stuff like, Emma, you need a guy who dresses to impress, not this comfy vibe. Or joking about how I wasn't into clubbing every weekend. Boring much? Emma deserves someone who can keep up. I'd laugh it off, thinking it was harmless teasing, but Emma never shut it down. In fact, she'd giggle along sometimes, which stung, but I'd tell myself it was just girl talk. Things escalated subtly over the last 6 months. Emma started spending more time with the squad, girls' nights that turned into full weekends away. She'd come home distant, scrolling through her phone, and our conversations felt forced. I noticed her liking posts from guys in her extended circle, nothing explicit, but enough to make me wonder. I tried talking to her about it once, saying, Hey, I've been feeling like we're drifting. What's going on? She brushed it off with, You're overthinking. Work's just stressful. But the distance grew. Sex became rare. Affection felt obligatory. I poured more into the relationship to compensate, planning surprise dates, cooking her favorites. But it was like trying to fill a leaking bucket. Then came the night that shattered everything. We'd just gotten back from a party thrown by one of her friends. The whole evening, the squad had been whispering and glancing my way, laughing a bit too loud. In the car ride home, Emma was quiet, staring out the window. When we got to the apartment, she poured herself a glass of wine and sat on the couch, not even looking at me as I hung up our coats. I asked, Everything okay? You seem off. She sighed dramatically, swirling her wine. Actually, no. My friends keep asking why I'm with you. Like, all the time now. I froze, mid-step toward the kitchen. What do you mean? She looked up, her expression more annoyed than apologetic. Come on, Alex. You're nice and all, but let's be real. They point out how you're always playing it safe. Same job, same routines. They say I could be with someone more dynamic. Someone who pushes me, travels spontaneously, has that edge. And honestly, I'm starting to wonder too. Her words hit like a gut punch. I stood there, processing. Your friends are deciding our relationship now? We've built a life together. I moved here for you, supported your career. She cut me off with a wave. See, that's the thing. It's always about what you've done. But what about what I need? My friends are just being honest. They see me settling. And yeah, maybe I am. You're comfortable, Alex, but comfort isn't exciting. I deserve more than that. She said it so casually, like discussing the weather, with this smug little smile as if she'd rehearsed it. No tears, no hesitation, just pure dismissal. I felt the betrayal sink in, not just her words, but how she'd let her friends poison us, comparing me to these fantasy guys they'd hype up. It was emotional abandonment, plain and simple. making me feel like a placeholder until something better came along. I didn't yell or beg. I just nodded slowly, the hurt turning to a cold clarity. That was the moment I knew it was over. The next few days were a blur of tension. I didn't confront her immediately. I needed time to think. But Emma didn't waste any. She started openly texting someone during dinner, her phone lighting up with notifications. When I glanced over, she didn't even hide it. "It's just Jake," she said nonchalantly. Jake was a friend from her squad circle, a guy they'd all been raving about at the party, some freelance photographer who traveled for work and posted shirtless pics from exotic locations. By the weekend, she sat me down in the living room, her posture straight and confident, like she was leading a meeting. "We need to talk, Alex. For real this time." I sat across from her, arms crossed. "Okay, talk." She leaned forward, eyes steady. "I've been thinking a lot, especially after what my friend said. And Jake, we've been chatting. He's different, adventurous, ambitious. He gets me in ways you don't anymore. I think we should end this." I kept my voice even. "So you're choosing him? Based on what? A few texts and your friend's opinions?" She rolled her eyes, that smug tone creeping back. "It's not just that. Look, you've been great, but you're holding me back. My friends keep saying I deserve someone who matches my energy, not drags it down. Jake plans these spontaneous trips. He networks with influencers. With you, it's Netflix and takeout every night. That's fine for some people, but not me. I need growth, excitement. This is for the best, you'll see. Maybe you'll find someone more on your level." Her logic twisted everything. She framed my loyalty as a flaw, my stability as stagnation. "Holding you back? I put my career on hold so you could chase yours. I paid the bills when you were job hunting, and now it's dragging you down?" She shrugged, unfazed. "Exactly. It's like you're my safety net, but I don't want to be caught anymore. I want to fly." My friends were right. I was settling because it was easy. Jake challenges me. He makes me feel alive. You make me feel safe. Boring safe. The hypocrisy burned. She'd begged me to stay in the city for her dream job, but now it was my fault for being too reliable and throwing in her friends again, like they were the relationship experts. "So, your squad's the judge now? The same ones who cycle through guys every month?" She laughed dismissively. "They're looking out for me. Unlike you, who's content with mediocrity. This isn't working, Alex. I'm moving forward, with or without you." I didn't push back. Her words revealed the truth. She'd been emotionally checking out for months, manipulating the narrative to justify it. Publicly, too. She'd already posted a vague story online about embracing change, with likes from Jake and her friends. It was humiliating, like I was the last to know. But I stayed composed, no tears or pleas. "If that's how you feel, then yeah, we're done." She blinked, surprised I didn't fight. Just like that. Just like that. Inside, the confusion raged. How could 4 years end over gossip and comparisons? But outwardly, I was ice. That night, she packed a bag and left for a friend's place. Jake's, I later learned. The apartment felt empty, her smug justifications echoing in my head. I didn't sleep much that night. The betrayal replayed, her casual cruelty, the way she'd weaponized her friend's words to make me feel small. But by morning, something shifted. I wasn't going to beg or confront. I'd just detach. Why fight for someone who saw me as a stepping stone? While she was out, I methodically packed my essentials: clothes, laptop, a few books. I transferred my half of the rent to her account, canceled our joint streaming subscriptions, and changed my phone plan to remove her. No drama, just practical steps. I left the furniture we'd bought together. Material stuff didn't matter anymore. On the kitchen counter, I placed a simple note. "Emma, you and your friends can wonder together why you're alone now. Take care." It wasn't meant to be petty, just factual, a quiet mic drop. I didn't want revenge, I wanted out. I blocked her number, her socials, and even her friends' accounts to avoid the noise. Then I grabbed my bags, locked the door behind me, and drove to a buddy's place across town. He let me crash on his couch. No questions asked at first. That silence was golden. I needed space to process the unfairness, the way I'd been undeservedly discarded like yesterday's news. For the first week, I ghosted the world. No updates, no explanations. Mutual friends texted, confused. "What happened? Emma's saying you just vanished." I replied briefly. We split. That's it. Internally, the confusion hit hard. Why had I sacrificed so much for someone so quick to bail? But I didn't dwell in anger. I started rebuilding, one small step at a time. The first few weeks after leaving were the hardest. I crashed at my buddy Mike's place, a small spare room in his house on the outskirts of the city. No fancy setup, just a blow-up mattress and my laptop. But it was quiet, and that's what I needed. The silence hit different without Emma's constant chatter or her phone buzzing with squad updates. At first, it amplified the confusion. Why had I let it get this far? How could 4 years dissolve because of her friend's whispers? It felt so unfair, like I'd been playing a game where the rules changed midway, and I was the only one not clued in. I'd lie awake replaying flashbacks, like the time early in our relationship when she got that marketing internship. It was unpaid, so I picked up extra freelance coding gigs to cover our bills. I'd come home exhausted, but she'd greet me with a hug and say, "You're my rock, Alex." Or when she wanted to pursue that online course for her career boost, I footed the bill without a second thought, even dipping into my savings. "We'll build our future together," she'd promise. But looking back, those sacrifices were one-sided. I gave up a chance to join a startup team that could have skyrocketed my career, all because she didn't want to move. And for what? To be labeled boring by people who didn't know me? The unfairness gnawed at me. I'd been loyal, committed, never raised my voice, never strayed. Yet she discarded me like an old shirt that didn't fit her vibe anymore. Her smug words echoed. "My friends are right. I'm settling." It made me question everything. Was I really that predictable? Did stability equal stagnation? I felt vulnerable, exposed, like the betrayal had stripped away my confidence. Mutual friends reached out sporadically, but their messages were laced with Emma's narrative. "She's saying you overreacted to a little doubt." I didn't engage much, just short replies to keep the peace. Internally, though, the pain was raw, a mix of anger and sadness that I'd invested so much in someone who valued gossip over us. But I didn't wallow forever. About a month in, I started piecing myself back together. I signed up for therapy, online sessions twice a week. The therapist helped unpack the manipulation, how Emma had used her friends as a shield for her own dissatisfaction, twisting my support into a flaw. "You weren't the problem," she said. "Betrayal like that reveals their character, not yours." It was a turning point. I hit the gym, something I neglected while prioritizing our routines. Weights, runs, classes, it cleared my head, built my body. My internal voice shifted from "what did I do wrong?" to "what can I control now?" Work became my anchor. With no distractions, I threw myself into projects. That promotion I'd passed on before, a similar opportunity popped up, a senior developer role with remote flexibility and a pay bump. I took it, no hesitation. Relocated to a new apartment downtown, nothing extravagant but mine. Furnished it simply, a desk for coding, bookshelves for the novels I'd always meant to read. I started hanging out with Mike's crew, guys into hiking and board games, low-key but genuine. No toxic judgments, just real conversations. For the first time in years, I felt free. The confusion faded, replaced by clarity. I dodged a bullet. Emma's dismissal had forced me to level up, and damn, it felt good. Flash forward a few months, and life was steady. I dated casually, but nothing serious, focused on me. The hurt lingered in quiet moments, but it didn't define me anymore. I was emotionally recalibrating, learning that loyalty deserved reciprocity. Little did I know, while I was rising, Emma's world was crumbling. It started with rumors from mutual friends around the 3-month mark. Emma and Jake, the adventurous photographer, had made it official quickly after I left. She'd moved in with him, posting pics of weekend getaways and captioning them with stuff like "finally living free." But cracks showed fast. Turns out Jake wasn't the dream guy her squad hyped. He was unstable, bouncing between gigs, with a history of short flings. Friends whispered he drained her savings on investments that went nowhere, some sketchy photo equipment scheme. Then the abuse surfaced, verbal at first, controlling her socials, isolating her from even her toxic friends. He cheated openly, flaunting it online, which exposed her hypocrisy to everyone. Her downfall accelerated. At work, her reputation tanked when Jake's drama spilled over. She'd called out sick too often for his whims, missing deadlines. got demoted, then let go. Financially, she was broke. I'd left the apartment in her name, but she couldn't afford it alone. Her squad? They bailed when the glamour faded. Turns out they thrived on her success stories, not her messes. Mutual friends stopped defending her after seeing the full picture. How she'd manipulated the breakup narrative, painting me as the villain. We had no idea she was like that. One texted me. Isolation set in. She was alone, regretting the excitement that turned toxic. That's when the reaches began. First, through unblocked channels. Email, since I'd forgotten that one. A month after her job loss, I got, "Alex, hey, it's been rough. Jake wasn't who I thought. Can we talk? I miss what we had." I didn't respond. Then calls from unknown numbers, her borrowing phones, I guessed. One voicemail, "Please pick up. I realize now my friends were wrong. You were stable. Good. I was stupid to listen. Let's meet for coffee." Still, silence from me. It escalated when her family got involved. Her mom and sister, who'd always been unpleasant, enabling her entitlement. Her mom called from her number. "Alex, this is ridiculous. Emma's hurting. You owe her a conversation after everything. Her friends say you ghosted without reason. That's cold." I kept it brief. We split. No owed talks. But they persisted, her sister texting, "Grow up and face her. She's family to you still, right? Or are you too safe for emotions?" The desperation peaked when she showed up at my new office building, must have sleuthed for mutuals. I was leaving for lunch when she approached, looking worn. Messy hair, no makeup, clothes rumpled. "Alex, wait, please." I stopped, composed. "Emma, what are you doing here?" Her voice cracked at first, eyes pleading. "I need to talk. Jake, he's gone. Cheated, took my money, left me with nothing. I lost my job because of the stress. My friends ditched me, said I brought it on myself. But you were always there. I see now how wrong I was. Your stability wasn't boring, it was everything. Please, give me another chance. We can start over." I stood firm, no sympathy. "You made your choice. Remember? Settling, holding you back. Your friends agreed." She shifted, desperation turning frantic. They were jealous idiots. I was influenced, confused. "Come on, Alex, we had good times. Don't throw it away." When I didn't budge, anger flashed. "Fine, be like that. You're heartless, vanishing without a fight. No wonder I wondered. You're spineless." Her true colors showed, the smugness resurfacing as defensiveness. I walked away mid-rant, blocking the new numbers. The power reversal was clear. She'd unraveled, while I'd rebuilt. Fast forward to last month. A mutual friend's wedding, one of the few ties left. I almost skipped, but Mike convinced me. Show up thriving. I went with Sarah, a woman I'd met through work. Kind, ambitious, no drama. We'd been dating a few months. It felt natural. The ceremony was beautiful, reception lively. Then I spotted Emma across the room, alone at a table, looking out of place in a faded dress. Mutual friends avoided her gaze. Whispers about her fallout had spread. She approached during cocktails, hesitant but determined. "Alex, hi. You look good." I nodded politely. "Emma." She glanced at Sarah, who was chatting nearby, then back. "Can we step aside? I need to say I'm sorry. Really, Jake destroyed me, but losing you was worse. I realize now, you weren't holding me back. I was sabotaging us." My friend's words, they poisoned everything. "Please, let's try again." Her plea hung there, desperate. I mirrored her old logic calmly. "You said you deserved more than safe. That I was a safety net you didn't want. Well, you flew and crashed. But that's not my concern." She teared up. "I was wrong. Seeing you here, happy it hurts. Don't you miss us?" "No," I said firmly. "I've built a life without wondering what others think. Therapy helped me see the manipulation. Works great. Got that promotion. Met someone who values me, not compares. You're irrelevant now, Emma." That chapter's closed. She recoiled, hypocrisy exposed. "So that's it. After everything. After everything you chose?" "Yes." Sarah joined me, linking arms casually, the upgrade clear. Emma saw it. Me thriving, her desperate. She muttered something angry and left, defeated. Walking away felt complete. No lingering care, just freedom. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.